Good Thursday morning, everyone. What a joy it is for me to get to share this week books that have meant so much in my life. And that is so true of the book for today. It's just a part of my life. I have been able to think like this for the last 30, 40 years since I read this book. I love getting to share it with you. Now, the background, if you haven't been with us all week, is that these are books that I am asking my grandson. And by the way, my granddaughter heard me talking with him, and so I think she's going to read these books also. But anyway, I want him to read them. And we're helping him with some other stuff, and so he agreed to do this. The book for today is called Decision Making and the Will of God. And I know that very few of you have ever read this book, but I tell you, if you want, well, we all want, we say we want to do the will of God. And then once we say that, the hard part is, well, how do I know what the will of God is in a certain situation? And this book will help you determine what you should do. And it's an absolute freeing book. And here's why. It gets confusing because there are several uses of the term will of God. And by the way, on each of the books this week, what I'm doing is kind of giving you a quick overview of the book so that you get the gist of it. And if you don't ever read it, at least you've heard some of the truth that's in them. And this truth is that the Bible speaks of the sovereign will of God, whereby God is in control of what happens on earth. Well, if that's true, then does it matter what I do? Absolutely, yes. You have a mind. God wants you to use it. And that's why when you pray for wisdom, you hope that he gives it to you. And wisdom to do what? The wisdom to make the best choice. Because there's the sovereign will of God, and then the Bible gives us the moral will of God. Over and over, the Bible tells us what would be the parameters of godly choices. In other words, obviously, any choice faced with any decision that leads to sin would be the wrong choice, wouldn't it? Of course it would. Of course it would. No, that wouldn't be right. That wouldn't be the wise choice because sin has consequences. So we have the moral will of God, and that's what the Bible gives us. It sets the parameters. The question comes in is where the Bible gives no parameters, that it doesn't say what's right or wrong. How do we make the choice then? What would be the will of God? Well, that's why I love this book. And so Garry Friesen makes a strong, strong point. And I love to flesh it out with you point by point. Maybe one week we will actually take and study this book, or at least the main points, because it's so freeing. I said that, but I believe it so much. And for instance, I love this illustration. You might have heard me use it before in another setting. Because if God is sovereign and in control of what happens, then when I make a decision, how does that impact what he's going to do? It's kind of as if you get on a cruise ship, and many of us have been on cruises, or an airplane would work too. then you know where that ship is going. You know what the next port is. And that ship, no matter what you do, no matter which place you eat, no matter what entertainment you go to, that ship is going to arrive at the next port. Now, does it matter what you choose to do on the ship? Of course it does. There are immoral choices that you could make along the way. And even if you make those bad choices, that ship will still get to port. It's kind of like that in life. God is going to make sure you get to where he wants you to go. And there's some major things along the way, some major ports that he's going to bring into your life. But most of the choices in life are made by you. Made by you. And that's why he gave you a mind and the ability to seek wisdom, input from other believers, read the Bible on a given topic, and on it goes. So, by the way, how much does all this cost? $5. I just went on eBay, bought all 5 of them, a little under $20. They're previously read, but it's free shipping. What a deal. So I got I bought them for my grandkids and for me. So I'll have extras. But I encourage you, don't let money stop you. eBay, you don't have to buy new books. So they have a little bend in them here and there. eBay.com, and just type in the title of the book, and it's no matter what the price of the book, it's free shipping. So please do that. Anyway, I just did that. I have this book. Obviously, I just showed it to you, and there's so much here. But the gist of it is, you and I, on most everything, absolutely are free to choose. We have free will. And you say, well, how can you have free will if God is completely sovereign? I don't know. Our human mind cannot comprehend how both of those truths can be. But since the Bible teaches both of them, then we know they are true, don't we? We really do. We have a free will, and God will either reward us or penalize us. That's why, by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this to you this morning. You have the free, you can reject Jesus, or you can accept Jesus into your life. And God has said that is the determining factor on whether you spend eternity in heaven with him or eternity not in heaven and not with him. And the Bible calls that place hell. And that's not a wise choice. Choose Jesus, choose heaven. I just urge you with all my heart. I really do. But that's the biggest decision in life. But there's a lot of other decisions. And I love the detail with which Garry Friesen goes into how to make the right decision in marriage, in jobs, and where to live, and lots of other decisions that you and I have to make. You will enjoy reading Decision Making and the Will of God. God bless. Tomorrow, number 1, my top book that I hope everyone reads. See you tomorrow.
Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give him